I think we have Zebasai here right now. So
Hello.
let us begin the interviews. Congratulations. That was night and day performance right there. You guys seem to really struggle a little bit on Granary. Obviously, you had two timeouts, but you really hit your stride on Gullywash. What was the problem on Granary, Zebo?
We can't play as aggressive as we usually do on the other maps, and on PSWs, on Granary, everyone plays aggressive. So there's no time to practice playing defensive, because it's so different from playing PSWs and officials.
Yeah, like the style we saw from Lego was definitely a very passive one. Even when they had small advantages or like a one-man advantage, they didn't want to push on that. They wanted to wait for Uber. That must be what they've practiced. They were confident in playing that fast game, that aggressive game. Did that really throw you off your game?
Yeah, they didn't use advantages, as you said, so we played defensive, expecting them to push, but we could have taken more room. We didn't really, because we thought they were going to push.
Yeah,
Lego always played it really safe. Like they waited for Uber, like always, and sometimes not even used the man advantage where we expected them to push as well, and where you set it up a defense where you were really far back and stuff.
Because most teams would push in those situations, so we have to play defensive. But if we had played Lego more, maybe we would have played more aggressive, because we knew their playstyle a bit better.
Yeah, that's a weird thing I picked up on doing the research for the cup, that a lot of Prem teams haven't played against Lego, or they're sort of unsure
we've
about
never played them before this. I don't think they PSW that much, at least not versus Prem teams. I don't see them looking for PSWs.
Maybe that's their plan.
Perhaps.
Maybe they just like to have fun. It's no fun playing against Prem teams. It's too stressful, man. But it was a good performance by 2nuts, I thought, on that last map. Sure, it was a 5-0, but he only died once. They seemed to be pretty well protected, more so than on Granary. I mean, F2 was impressively protected by his scouts. On Granary, Zen doing a lot of work there. He is like sort of an unknown. People became aware of him last season whenever Lego won Division 1, but Zen was definitely able to hold his own against Walters and Beaver, there, two excellent scouts.
Yeah, Zen is very good, and then Hallberg is a very good sniper. That's like their biggest threat. Zen can DM against anyone in Prem, really. He's very good at DMing.
I see we're joined by Rib here as well.
Hello.
Congratulations to you too. Tell me this then, Rib. We were talking in the pre-game about how the role is switched up again. Zebo is on Pocket, and he is leading the charge here. That's familiar to you from playing in Broder, obviously? Has it been an easy transition to go back to playing with Zebo on Pocket instead of Roamer? Is this better for the team?
It's much better for the team, I think. He's so used to calling. Just it feels great.
Are you resuming the same sort of role that you played in Broder, where you're just sort of always behind Zebo and 2nuts, covering in case they make any mistakes or you need to get them out of there? You've got the stickies laid down, you're ready.
Yeah, I just let Zebo go in and do all the hard work with Uber. I just sit back and let them win.
And what about the performance of Knutson? Obviously he came back to TF2 after a long period away. I'm not even talking about this map in particular, but are you happy with the progress he's made to sort of get back into the team and really make you guys competitors for the playoffs this season? Is he stepping up his game?
Yeah, he thinks about doing different stuff all the time. Yeah. And changes it up, which is nice.
He gets better by every game we play. As you said, he hasn't played in a long while, and he never played with Gunboats or Roamer with Gunboats.
So he has good DM too.
Yeah, just as Rib said, he thinks about his game a lot and learns by his mistakes.
And I just wanted to ask you, there's been a lot of talk about your team since the start of the off season. People say you've got this great roster on paper. You didn't live up to the hype in your early practice. You said you didn't care about practice, but then when it came to the cup, you guys sort of sucked out there too. But now you've changed it up a little bit. Are you guys going to go keen for the season? Are you going to turn it around? Do you really want to make playoffs? Do you want to win?
I think we've been keen ever since we started, but yeah, we're progressing slower than we expected. But hopefully we'll make the playoff and then we'll be at our best. That's the plan at least.
How does it feel to be communicating in Swedish all the time, having played for so long in teams that calmed in English?
It's a bit different, but it's more fun, especially between games, because we, all the inside jokes, etc., that you don't get from speaking English. So it's a lot of fun between the games, but in game it's pretty much the same thing.
It sucks for us because we can't get your team comms, like we can't add that to the cast, but I understand. We're joined here by someone with a mysterious name. I'm assuming it's a Lego player. Can I even pronounce that? Oh no, it's Bevern.
So,
no representative of Lego here. This is disappointing. Bevern, how did you feel about that game? I've been given the Scouts of Daughter a lot of bad press. Do you think you impressed me?
No, not at all. I played so fucking horrible that game. There was, oh god, never again. But overall, like how the team played, it was really good. On Granary, we had the unfortunate that Sebasai crashed like 3 times. But I think that like after that loss in the Golden Cap, we just took it up, stepped up, and did our game in the way we used to do it in PCWs and few past days.
Are you guys having fun playing together? That's the important question.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I haven't had it fun playing TF2 in a long while, so I'm enjoying it.
yeah, it's great.
You mean it's more fun than playing with Nox?
Yeah, it beats Nox for sure.
And there's been little waves of hype, slowly building. After the ESEA LAN finals, people started to ask the questions about I-52. They're like, wow, there's some good American teams around right now. Have you guys got a sort of a long-term plan? Could you imagine yourselves staying together until August, maybe competing at I-52?
Yeah, going to have to is... we're gonna go there. I think everyone is pretty set on that. People have even started talking about boot camping at Nutsen's house, so I think we're going there.
Is that where Beaver lives as well?
Yeah.
Is there any... Do you guys play in the same room, Beaver?
For the moment, we don't live in the same place, but no, we played in 2 different rooms.
Just wondering, is there any sort of magic happening there? Are you 2 guys on the flank together? You can get some intense teamwork going on, some bromance maybe even.
There are a lot of bromance going on in, or was. Let's say that. Or not.
Oh, we've got Natural coming in here as well, but he hasn't figured out how to enter in the access token. Kratos, have you got any questions for these guys while I try and help this poor guy? Oh, here he is.
Oh, Natural's here. Hello.
Hey.
Oh, Natural, we were just interviewing our winners there. You come in at the end. Commiserations.
Yeah, well, no need, to be honest. I think we're quite happy with the 2 points, to be honest. If you look at the rosters, it's a surprise to most, or it should be, that like these guys who are so experienced in Prem, even like are dropping points to us, so we're quite happy with that.
So what happened on Gullios, like on Granary?
No, that was all Rip. It was the mids. Big credit to Rip there. He completely shut us down. Whenever we were, like the first few mids when we walked in, we took like all the stickies, and somehow we didn't manage to like put any focus on him, and then we lost the mids, and then it was all terrible.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, we talked about it as well. Rip had some really nice positioning there, and you couldn't even get up with full health, and sometimes you had even man advantage, but you couldn't fight there at all because we were all in red health.
Yeah, you're right. Well, there was one point in the game where we thought we might be able to pull it back, and when they were 2-0 up and we were trying to push last, we were like, okay, there's 20 minutes left, we might as well like be patient, wait for the sniper pick. But then they pushed us in lobby and we fell apart, so that was kind of the game ending there.
Do you think you guys are too passive? This is like our observation, that you guys were, especially on Granary, it's hard to tell on Gullywash, it was over pretty quick, but you guys don't like to play on the small advantages, like anything less than 20% of an Uber advantage, or like a one-man advantage. You don't want to play against that, you don't want to play on that, you don't want to push, you're just happy to sit back.
Well, yeah, you're right, but I guess that's what we've been doing, like trying to like implement to our gameplay, because we're new at this level, so we have to be like solid, and when we push we have to get it right instead of just scrambling. Like against better DMs, it's kind of hard to just go in and try to make plays, so we try to play a really, you might call it passive, we call it like more team-based game. So, a smart game. Yeah, that's what we'd like to call it. So you saw it working on Granary. Generally speaking, we are quite good when we get into open play and we get to like get some movers out. But on Gullywash, obviously, when like you all know that when you get wiped on mid, you lose the game quickly. And that's a 5-0 situation, so nothing to do there really.
Yeah, like oh, sorry, go on.
You're saying that like these guys are better death matches than Lego, or like you're outclassed, you're outgunned, but we saw a great performance from Zen on Granary. Like I think you're not giving your teammates enough credit. You're like the cross teacher.
No, don't get me wrong. I think like for us to win Div 1 last season, I think that proves how like good this team actually is, and I think we'll have like a good chance in Prem, and I think this result shows that as well. Obviously, Zen had a dominant performance on Granary, really getting all those frags. So I mean, but still, I think this game was the build-up was kind of wrong in my opinion. Like the storyline wasn't right, because this is like a thoroughbred team of like seasoned Premier players, and then you have like I've played a few games in Prem in the past. F2 is obviously experienced, but other than that, like the guys we're playing with, they played in Div 2 and Div 3, like just in season, what was it, 15 or something like that. So I mean, it's pretty good for us to go and actually win a map against these guys.
Okay, I can respect that, but I just want you to believe. I want you to believe, man. Show me some cockiness, some arrogance. Don't just be happy to like survive the season and not get relegated. The people believe in Lego. They want to see the Lego legend grow here, and like you get into playoffs. Maybe go all the way. These true underdog story.
I understand that, but I think that's like why we've come as far as we have. That's because we keep it realistic. We keep it, as I said before, and we try to keep it smart. And we just do as much as we can. We take it one game at a time. We try to do our homework, try to prepare. But obviously, on Gullywash tonight, it wasn't enough. We didn't really expect Rip to be as dominant on mid as he was. So that's hard.
It's a refreshing attitude, because you know how it is in the Premiership. It's like teams reform every season and they just try and skill it, but you guys have like come together as friends, come up from Division 1, and I respect that you've got these realistic ambitions, but for me as a caster, I'm trying to sell a big storyline here, man. Help me out.
Nah, I'm not giving it to you. There's no need to give it to you. It wouldn't be, it wouldn't be right, because that's not who we are and that's not what we're trying to accomplish really. Obviously, we want to win as many games as we can. We're all competitive, like Tier 2 players. That's why we win it. But also, we're trying to have fun, and that's like at the end of the day, that's what we're having playing this game. So.
Kratos, I totally cut you off earlier.
Yeah, so it's pretty much just interesting. I just checked the logs once again. On Granary, for example, F2 got like 4 more Ubers, and we saw him surviving some weird situations where you had the Uber disadvantage, but he managed to get out anyway because he was really far back, and
and that's why we did go on to win Granary. That's because we do play that smart kind of play style. We do fall back in time. We do keep F2 alive, or at least we try. So that's our main strength, and that's no secret really. It just seemed
it didn't work in Gullywash at the end.
No, I think it can be put quite simply. Rip dominated us on mid, and the rest of the team was obviously good at following up. And I'm sure you've been there as well, Kratos. When your team loses mid every time, you just get rolled. That's also a part of the game. And it's obviously unfortunate to go on and lose such a game in official, but still, it's okay.
There's more than 1 point on Gullywash. There are. There's a CP2 and a CP1. You don't have to give up every time you lose middle, man.
We didn't give up, obviously, but when you get wiped and we don't get their mythic, it's not that hard to understand, not even for people who don't play Prem. When you're 3 people down and they push last with you, but you just get fragged. That's how it goes.
Even on Gullywash, that's the ultimate turnover, last point. Get your Pyro out, get your NG.
It's also about momentum. I don't know. I don't think I can say much more about this. We got rolled, that's fair enough. We're happy with the 2 points we got on Granary.
Okay, I'm not going to badger you anymore. You've passed the test. I will ask both you guys about your next games. Naturally, I think you have a fixture against Made in Germany on Sunday. That's going to be painful. That's tough, huh?
Yeah, well, again, we take the realistic approach, and in our opinion, Made in Germany is the best team in Premiership. So, again, we come with, obviously trying to win it, but also knowing that these guys are pretty much an all-star roster, which will be difficult to play against.
I've got a burning question here from the chat. I've sort of noticed it here, but there's some sort of meme or running joke coming up about Dr. Phil's strafes, his rollouts. He's got some strange moves there. Have you seen him in action, Natural?
Yeah, I have, and he's just as fast as most of them are in the Premiership, so I'm not too worried.
That's your final word on it? You're not going to teach him? You're not going to mentor him on how to strafe like a normal person?
No, I'm not. I mean, if he can get to mid as fast as he should, then why not do his own thing? I mean, that's up to him, really. I'm not going to teach him how to play his class. He's not going to teach me how to play my class.
Okay. You have definitely passed the test here, man. You've said all the right things. I'm going to ask, who will I ask here? Let's see what Rib has to say. You guys are playing Phoenix tomorrow. We're going to cast that game as well. Rib, how confident are you going up against Sickless, who seemed to come up on top in the stats in that article on vanilla TF2.org from Gentleman John? Are you scared?
Well, we lost to them in the cup.
Oh, that too. Jeez, thanks
again,
for doing me.
Then we did have Sebo on roamer and Knut on pocket.
Yeah, Zebo's a terrible roamer.
Which didn't really work for us. We were all messy. We had no clear calls on what to do.
Zebasai, how much respect do you have for Phoenix? Do you think this is an easy win for you tomorrow, or are you gonna take this game seriously, or are you just gonna steam ahead with every Uber and be like, these guys are scrubs, I'm getting 6 frags here?
I think they're pretty even with the Lego and skill, so it should be a close game, but bad I think Gullywash fits our playstyle better. We can play more aggressive than, for example, in Granary. So I think we should win, but it won't be close. I mean, it will be close.
Oh, I think you said what you were really thinking right there. Okay. Let's wrap it up here. I got to give a shout out, actually. I'm going to try and do this more often, but I was introduced via Steam to a guy called Cage yesterday. And if you've ever wondered where those little notifications come from if you're part of the teamfortress.tv Steam group, he's the guy that takes all the events and puts them in there. And I just want to give him a shout out. There's a lot of people that work behind the scenes at teamfortress.tv, even in minor roles, and I said I'd give him a shout out on the cast. So Cage, you're the man, buddy. I will remind you all again, head over to teamfortress.tv. That's where you can see the schedule, and you can find links to our YouTube, Twitter, our Steam group, our Twitch, everything over there. And once more, we will be casting again, same time tomorrow, Daughter versus Phoenix Esports. Zebo says it's going to be a 5-0-5-0. Tune in tomorrow to find out. Thanks to the teams for coming on here for the interviews. We had Beaver, Rib, Zebasai, and Natural. And of course, thanks to Kratos making his TFTV debut here. John on the stream doing that most thankless of tasks. And thanks to me, because I'm the man. Fuck you guys. Thank you and good night.